Oops, that's the wrong button.
That's the wrong button.
Look at that. There's a Devin.
Ew, River. Is my mic on? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Smoking Underground. I'm Devin. This is Gary and
Hola.
John behind the boards.
Big bad John.
I should say in front of the boards.
In
Behind the camera.
He's beside the microphone, behind the camera.
In front of the Mountain Dew
He's
Zero
on
bottle.
top of the Mountain Dew. Yeah.
So today we are actually smoking the Black Diamond this time around.
This is right down my alley, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Listen to that sexy, sultry voice of Mr. Gary Conley.
That's what I'm.
We're not exactly going to smoke it the way we wanted to.
Yeah.
Dan, see, shipping problems even affects the show.
Indeed.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, it is even post-COVID.
Do us a favor. Remember, if you're watching and you kind of want to lurk with us, at least keep the sound down to a bare minimum, not on mute, because it may not count as a view unless it's
Oh, really?
you're listening. That's how it works on Twitch, and I assume the algorithms work the same way for other things so that bots can't take advantage of it.
Don't mute us.
Yeah.
Don't mute us.
Remember to like, share, subscribe, all those follow buttons, or Cigars and More, Vitola Cigars, all the 5 locations we have. It's wonderful. You can come see me on Tuesdays and Fridays, and Gary at Mountain Brook usually on Saturdays, and John at 280 on Sundays.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like I'm going to pick up a few Saturdays because the whole Cigars and More chain we're hiring. We've had a few staff changes throughout many of the locations. So if you would like to pick up a few hours here and there, we're in need of a few bodies.
Right.
Preferably,
trustworthy, integrity-filled bodies.
We might even be a little lenient on that, but
warm. We can, if you can count, say your ABCs, perhaps.
Right.
You're qualified.
Don't sleep on the job.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, careful. You're starting to infringe on some of my talents.
Yeah, right. So that's what I'm thinking.
John's got some of those sunglasses with the eyes on the front, so he thinks he's fooling people.
I've just got an electric thing that goes from the door and shocks me every time somebody comes in. I get a little bit of stimulus and
My cigar package did the thing that I hate the most.
What's that?
Took the band off as I was pulling it out.
Oh,
I can't stand it. That means it's not tight enough.
I'm taking the band.
I
off
much
mine
prefer
anyway.
it when it does that because that means I can remove the band.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I hate it when they
way.
put enough glue on it that you got to rip 6 layers and you're down to the filler before.
That's true.
Right.
I'd rather have that than what you said because I just put it back on there because I like the band to be on.
Okay.
Now I'm going to do a standard punch.
You're a band slut. You know that?
I am a band slut. And what we're smoking today is the Diamond Black Crown, the Black Crown Diamond.
The J.C. Newman Black Diamond.
Black Diamond.
He'll get it right in a minute.
Diamond Crown.
I used all of those
go.
words
You
except
sure
J.C.
did.
Newman.
And we
Man.
are smoking the Radiant size.
Ooh.
And this is the previous edition of the Black Diamond.
The previous edition.
Bing.
Yes.
Show us that band on your
This
camera.
Get it done, John. Get that band out there, baby.
This cigar has been discontinued. We have a limited stock left in our Vitola Mountain Brook store. Not Vitola.
Mountain Brook.
Not Vitola Tuscaloosa, just Vitola Mountain Brook. There's a couple of boxes left in total, various sizes.
Right.
Because J.C. Newman has introduced a new Black Diamond. Supposedly, the new Black Diamond is a slightly milder cigar, slightly different blend. And we were hoping to smoke them back to back. We teased you last week, and they weren't in, and we were promised they'd be in this week. So we teased you this morning, and when we went to pick them up, they weren't there. So we have pulled 3 more of these for us, and we will smoke them back to back when the new inventory's in.
Right.
Harris has assured me they have been ordered.
But I think next week we're doing the
LCA.
Yeah, the LCA cigar. So
And then we're looking for creepy, spooky spooky cigars for the rest of October.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So
Yeah, baby.
today's libation is
Oh, yeah.
the Thomas S. Moore. It is a Kentucky
So-
straight bourbon whiskey finished in a port cask.
You don't even know what port is, do you?
Port?
Yeah,
That's where I put
Do
my
you?
It's a
boat.
sweet wine.
sure is. I like port.
My
Goes
favorite,
good with a stick, man. Goes great with a cigar.
my favorite port is actually from St. Augustine and is made in St. Augustine, Florida. And it comes in it's like a Hershey Kiss teardrop.
Really?
Yeah.
I
it's
think I've
very
seen
good.
that. Yeah. I
I've
think
got
seen
an
that.
unopened bottle at home. I've got an open bottle at home that I've had for about 8 years now that I'm thinking is not good anymore because it's halfway finished.
Uh-oh.
But oh well, I still got a full bottle.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be enjoying that at some point for celebration.
Right, right.
It is very good. It's got a nice rosy taste to it. You
Yeah.
can definitely get that port out of there.
Yeah.
Port cask.
Yeah, yeah. So is this your first sip of that?
That's second sip.
Second?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I nipped a little bit behind your back there.
It's got a nice little bite
It
on,
does.
on the sides of your tongue.
It does.
Um,
Does that.
and I'd say it goes pretty well with this. And let's light this sucker up.
Nice that sucker up. Hey,
Tell us a little bit about this cigar there, Mr. Gary.
Oh, well, we're looking. Okay. This is one of my favorites, mainly because first of all, it's J.C. Newman, and I like J.C. Newman stuff. Anything Diamond Crown, Black Diamond, anything like that, I like their stuff. J.C. Newman and Fuente, they're sort of quote unquote in bed together, if you will. They sort of coexist in the blending of each other,
Right.
so which is outstanding. I
Yeah.
love it because you get Bobby Newman, and all his bunch. He's always looking for Carlito and the Fuente bunch to do some taste testing on all of this right here, and he worked very closely with Fuente, Carlito Jr. and Senior on this particular blend.
Right.
So you're looking at Dominican, of course, on the outside is Habano, Connecticut. So
You
that
know
means,
what? It's funny you mentioned that
I'm ready.
because I kind of tasted that recently.
Did
No
you?
joke.
Yeah.
I've been on a Habano kick.
Oh, really?
I don't know why,
Mm.
but I had one on Tuesday, and I can't remember what it is now. I think it was Tabernacle.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Good. Oh,
Oh.
tabs are good.
those the spice on that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
man.
expecting it. Like I had a
Mhm.
guy there. We just call him C.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, they got kind of a taste to him. Like he was alluding to it being like a magical taste. He was being really weird about it, but he was right
Mhm.
because I just enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And as soon as I lit this up, I got a little bit of that off of it, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Habano. Yeah, anything Habano or I'm a big Habano seed guy. I like the Habano wrapper, but yeah, this is Habano Connecticut, which is good because, in my opinion, of course, you got two of the really good. You got a great seed. First of all, you got Habano seed. Then you got great soil, which is in Connecticut. And man, oh man, that's good stuff. And of course, now you've got you Dominican on the inside too.
Right.
So
What's up, Tommy?
very nice. The Dom.
What are
what's
you
up,
thinking so
Tom?
far of the cigar, Mr. John?
I'm trying. I've had this brick house beginnings that I was smoking before. I'm trying to get the tastes eliminated and move
Yeah.
over to this one. So
Well,
Okay.
this one, I was smoking a La Palina Maduro beforehand, and not even remotely close to the same. These two are drastically
Oh, yeah,
different.
they
so
should
it's
be.
wonderful.
Yeah, they should be.
And the whiskey seems to have-
Richard. Hello, Mr. Lawrence. Yeah. So how's the whiskey? How's
It's
it?
great, man. Like it pairs really well with this because it's
Okay.
got that light sweet, with
Okay.
a little bit of challenge to it.
Right.
And then you got the Habano nature of this,
Right,
which has
right.
a little bit of a challenge to
Okay.
it. So they
Yeah.
complement pretty well.
Okay.
As of late, I feel like I've been avoiding whiskeys that make you go, oh, yeah. Like I've just been avoiding that harsh note in whiskeys, like whiskeys that are like that.
I guess people are like, well, I mean, I kind of like a good rye. So
every once in a
sort of,
while.
yeah.
But
So
I used
sort
to
of
be
see that.
hardcore into that. Like I'm going
Really?
the stronger, the more bang it punches you in the face, the better.
So you're trying to get away from that then?
Naturally.
Yeah, gotcha.
Naturally,
Okay.
yeah.
I got you.
Because I find like we have a guy who brings in a rack of whiskey every Friday. Like he'll bring his big old bag and set out like minimum 4 bottles.
Child.
But he's brought like 8 bottles before, and I'll try each sips of each one of them.
Dang.
And I always tend to be like, no, that one's a little bit too strong tonight. I want something I could just chill. Because you know what the phrase for me this week is?
Chill.
It is not quite. Almost. It's life's too short not to be happy.
There you go. I mean, concur, big time. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So I really have been espousing that. I've been thinking about it like, I'm not going to have something I'm just not enjoying.
Good for you.
Just trying to challenge myself.
Good.
Right now.
Good, man. Good.
So,
that's the way it should be.
Cheers.
The way it should be.
What are you guys smoking tonight? What are you guys drinking?
Cheese indeed. Yeah, let us know. We'd like to know.
Tommy says Brickhouse Maduro Churchill is my favorite.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Brick House. It's a good one.
Brick like a brick.
Yes, indeed. Man, that song buzzes through my head every time I think of that stick.
That's not the same thing.
Yeah. One of J.C. Newman's, I guess, economical, if you will, sticks out there, which is good. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Did we ever update the website? Do we ever get that thing in there about the movies?
Nope.
But we do have a movie planned, Cape Fear, for the end of next month. Please, everybody, watch that and the cigar that is related to it.
Cape Fear, got it.
Which somebody recommended that this is the cigar he smoked, and I already forgot the name of it. But let me see if I can find it.
Got one of my boys in that movie right there, Robert D.
Robert De Niro.
Yes, sir.
I sent it in that group text with us. Let me look there. That'll be easier. So Cape Fear, and this guy online says he's smoking the Casablanca half Jeroboam Maduro.
Okay.
Which I don't know if we can get that exact cigar anymore. I don't know if it exists. I haven't done the research.
I can get you a full Jeroboam, but not a half Jeroboam.
So we need to try to see if Cigars and More sells anything, either that one specifically,
right,
or something similar to it.
Yeah.
And you guys are welcome to counter that if you think. I don't know if they actually list the cigar or you see the band. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'll be completely honest with you. But watch the movie. Tell us your suggestions. But definitely email them in, right, John?
Yes, definitely email them. I'll pop up the website because the email gets so confusing.
Yeah, it does. It's a little confusing, but go to the website and then watch the movie. Feel free to give us your review. Give it about, let's say, a paragraph. No more than a paragraph. If you feel like typing a paragraph or less, what you of the movie and what cigar you would recommend, you think he's smoking, et cetera, et cetera. We want to hear it all. Best entries, if we get too many of them, we'll just pick our best ones. But if we only get a few, we'll read them out. And John will keep up with that.
What you think of that stick right now, John?
I've always liked the Black Diamond, and what puzzled me and why I really want to do this comparison is I don't think it's that strong of a stick. I think find it a little bit on the mild side, but
it looks strong though.
No,
yeah,
and actually, this is a sun-grown wrapper. This is not a Maduro. This is
a lot of people just look at it and think it's a strong cigar,
right?
And it's a lot of times when people are asking me about celebratory cigars,
sure,
I'll recommend a Julius Caesar,
right?
Because to me, it works for everybody. It's mild enough that a newcomer or a casual smoker won't get killed by it,
right?
But there's enough flavor and excitement that you will enjoy it if you're an experienced cigar smoker. And that's kind of where this falls in. It's a little bit too bold for a new smoker, but it's not over the top. It's not a Camacho Triple Maduro. It's not an Aroa, dark. It's just
it's complex.
Yeah,
that's a great assessment.
More like a Padron type Maduro.
Yeah, very good. That's a great way to say that. I have some customers that the Caesar one. That's all they'll do. The Julius Caesar. That's it. They love it to death.
Julius Caesar is a good brand. Now, I was blessed enough to see Harris comes walking in, and of course there was 2 other gentlemen walking in with him, and of course one of them, is back when I had the shop, and one of the guys was Bobby Newman, and I said, well, hello. So anyway, he says, I understand you run this monster. I said, yes, sir. And he says, well, I got something for you.
Uh-oh.
Pulls out a number 26.
Okay.
A number 26 Black Diamond, first edition. Well, lays it on the counter. He said, that's yours.
Signed and everything.
So, it had a black band on it. That was all it had. Just a black thin band, almost like the Illusione band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was it. Set it on the counter. Said, this is yours. He said, this is the 26th cigar made in the Black Diamond series.
Nice.
I said, well, thank you. And I didn't light up smoke it about a year later.
Oh, wow.
Where I could actually enjoy it.
Okay.
And I sat out by myself, nobody else, and just sat out there and I lit that thing up. Man, it was good.
At the current house you live at?
No, it was, I was down in Tuscaloosa at that time.
So,
yeah,
from doing a remote broadcast that we've done, Gary's now where he lives, he's got this nice wide open area. You smoke under a tree, is that right?
Yeah.
And I've never been there.
Yeah.
John, but I can picture it. Like I can just picture you sitting back, nature everywhere, just a nice smoke.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Just sit, I'll normally sit under the tree there and just to hang out and watch my dog chase her frisbee and watch the turkeys fly over.
That's a good question for you. Is what's the environment you smoke in? Like besides the cigar shop?
Oh yeah.
What's the environment you smoke in that just goes, I'm at peace? Because I know, like a buddy of mine, he lives Pell City, way out there, and he's got a front porch. He's got this nice giant end table, and he's got, I think it's a padded chair he's left outside, like a nice, leather chair he's left outside, and he just sits on his front porch and smokes, and he's got a big yard in front of him, the road, and then he can see the big yard and his neighbors, and he just loves it.
Yeah, I actually took one of the chairs that was in here on the first generation of the shop when the shop first opened. And Harris says, "Hey, we got to get rid of these chairs." I said, "Well, I want them." So me and a buddy of mine come down here and load them all up. I took one.
Right.
I'm sorry, I took two. I got one in my smoke room, and the other one is outside on my front porch. And that's what I do. I know.
Still use the same one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, same one. Now I had to put some cover over it, so it's sort of got like a blanket type cover over it right there. But that's it. And I have when it's raining, my back deck's not covered, so when it's raining, I have to bring my smoker around front. So I literally can sit there and smoke a cigar and watch my smoker that's 3 feet from me.
You guys imagine that. Just picture that in your head right now.
Pretty
Gary's
neat.
sitting down, smoking some meat, smoking a cigar.
Yeah. Yeah,
that just
cool.
Sounds.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Sounds like heaven.
Yeah, I did I think I did a butt last. I can't remember. Was it last weekend? I think it was. I can't remember when it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it was. I can't remember. Last Friday, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And enjoyed that. Richard said he sits on his patio and listens to music. Man, that's the way to do it right there.
Where do you sit at home or do anything, Gary?
John?
It was one of the benefits of this new townhouse that I got.
Yeah.
I used to have this place, had a huge screened-in back porch, and we had furniture out there, TV, and it was a wonderful cigar area. And, of course, I got rid of that house and moved on, and I haven't had a great area to smoke in years. It's probably been 10 years.
About the same one.
And this new townhouse that I got overlooks a lake. It's 2 levels. I've got 2 decks out back, and I can sit on the top deck and look out over the lake and watch the ducks and the turtles. Or the lower deck is right off the master bedroom. You can step out. It's covered by the upper deck, so if there's rain or mist, if it's a heavy rain, you don't want to be out there.
Really?
But a mist, and you can just sit out there, and it is just so relaxing. I'm still trying to find the right furniture to go out there.
You smoke out there?
Huh? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quite often have a cigar out there, and a girlfriend will sit out there with me and she'll have her wine and we'll talk. And it's just a nice, peaceful, and I'm not a big music listener, but I've got involved with some of these smart home devices. So now I can pipe music through the whole home, and I can get music out there.
In saying that, John, what do you enjoy? Do you just enjoy? I understand you got a lady that you maybe want to talk to, but I mean, do you listen to podcasts or?
Usually when I sit down for a cigar, I want to tune out. It's to relax. I don't want to. I drive quite a lot. I mean, I drive 3,000 miles a month now with my new job, and all I do is listen to podcasts. And I listen to all I'm always doing is taking in information. When I go out to have a cigar, I just want to have a casual BS conversation, or I want it quiet. Maybe there'll be music in the background, but a lot of times I'll just sit out there by myself. And I don't say I try to read, but I don't read or anything. It's just, whatever. But at home, if she's not there, I'm just out there by myself, maybe with the iPad, surfing Facebook or seeing what I can spend on Amazon. But I don't want to think when I'm having a cigar.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm happy jealous for y'all, because at my current house, I'm still doing work on it. I don't have a spot like that. My side deck off my kitchen's not finished, and my neighbors are really super close. So if they're out there,
are they really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my other deck where I do all my woodworking, it's kind of nice, but it's not quite there yet, and the views aren't that great.
How big of a yard do you have?
I got a pretty big yard in the backyard. I just need to try to find some peace back there, find a good place to sit down, and I don't have anything like that.
I would, if I was you, I know where you work in that, maybe you have it offered. I would invest in a gazebo a little bit away from the house, and then pick a couple of trees or something and plant around it and start making that, because you're going to be in your house for a few years.
Yeah.
Start developing it now. And I mean, it sounds stupid, and I am not the one to get financial advice from, but you can do a rent to own gazebo for $100 a month or something. You get a really nice thing. And I really believe in these Amish rent to own buildings.
Right.
I had a large one, a 12 by 38 delivered to one of my houses. And the way they had to drop it off in my front yard and put it on their little tractors and move the twists and turns and everything that this thing takes, I've got no problem with them. And I had one for almost 8-9 years, and it weathered, but
right.
But I would just kind of start there. It's a couple of bucks a month, and keep it within your Wi-Fi range. But
right, certainly. No, that's a great idea.
Oh, I think that's excellent.
Because there is something to say about a peace of mind, a place to call that you can sit down and relax.
Yeah,
you want to get it away from the house, or get it away, in my opinion, if you can, or because you don't have that. Like I have that lake that's kind of it's different than inside.
Right.
But sitting on your deck, the house is right there and you're close. And if I had the room, I'd get a little bit of a distance on it. That's one thing I enjoyed about, the building I had. It had a porch on it, and it was a good 100 yards off of the house, and my wood shop was in the building. But I could sit out there on the porch and have a cigar and be far enough that I wasn't listening to the girlfriend at the time. And maybe that's why it was the girlfriend at the time. But it gets you away from everything. I was away from the garage. I was away from the noise of the house, the mess of the house, and part of the mess was mine. But it's just a departure. That was my area, and that was my piece.
Well, I have this small dream of being able to build a covered deck off of the master bedroom, because it's the very back one. And what makes me sad about saying that is every house around me has one but mine. So like the builders back in the 70s just didn't put one on mine.
Just didn't.
And I was like, man, because my neighbor next to me, I'm telling you, when I went to go buy my house, if the house next to me that's not attached to the neighbor I'm attached to, if that one had been available, I would have bought that one, because it has one of those. It has a covered, screened inside.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, I would have bought that one in a heartbeat.
Yeah, man.
There are some companies in this town that will build you one of those at a reasonable price. Now, I've had certain companies in town price me one of those, and I could have built a house for what the deck would have cost.
Right.
So I threw that guy out.
Well, the advantage of
Oh,
the company I work for is there's a potential that I can get a lot of that and labor,
Yeah, we
you know,
go.
at cost kind of thing.
Now we're talking.
It's just I have 2 windows in my master bedroom. One that faces the neighbor, one that faces all the backyard.
Mm.
I want to take that window, gut it, turn it into the door.
Yeah.
And then build all that off.
Come on.
And then be able to walk out my master bedroom.
Yeah.
And just in the morning, just stretch.
Break,
A
yeah.
nice, you know.
Sit out there and actually have your time of peace out there in the morning and in the evenings.
Yeah.
I mean, and it would actually, to me, it would be like an outdoor suite, you
Right.
know, where you could, man, once you get ready, you know, you get finished with your toddy, you just walk to the door and get in the bed.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, son.
Right there.
Do it right. Shoot, man, what an ideal.
One
setting.
day. But
One
what's
day.
the place you call peace at home? Because I know in the tie into that, a lot of people call the cigar shop lounges their peace.
Yeah, some of them call it their home.
Yeah, they do. They practically live there.
Well, they kind of treat it like their home, and that their mom lives in the backyard
That's exactly
or
right.
back room to help clean up afterwards.
Exactly right.
Like a PSA, clean up your own stuff.
I was there an hour Saturday, an hour cleaning up after we closed.
Right.
An hour. I mean, it looked like somebody rolled a grenade in there and said, "Okay, here you are."
And I dare say, and you guys may not agree, but typically we use plastic cups for libations and stuff, but we ran out of plastic cups recently at Trustville, and everybody was using the glass ones in the back. The people who work there do not get paid to clean your glasses. Clean your glasses.
Clean your glasses.
I'm just gonna say it's a cigar shop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean the glass before I use it.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah, you are. There you go.
Most of them do, but I'm like, we had a kerfuffle recently
I like that.
about
Kerfuffle. I like
a
that.
guy's just like, he just sets it in the sink, and somebody looks at him and goes, "You gonna clean that, man?" He goes,
What?
and then walks out. And you're like,
Huh? Me? Clean
Okay.
glasses?
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
but you bring all the glasses up to the front counter. It's a $5 deposit for a glass. You return the glass clean, you get your $5 back.
That's John in business.
there you
That's
go.
John in business right there, son.
So-
That's not a bad.
And then
You
if they
doggone
break it,
Skippy.
you get to buy a new one. And
Yeah.
if they don't clean it,
Right.
hey, you got paid $5 to clean it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
How do you know if they don't clean it?
that's what I'm.
I
That's
lick
at
it.
my discretion.
Yeah.
I should be able to smell it and know you cleaned it, and it shouldn't have fingerprints.
It
on
might be worth $5 to get.
That's the reason we have these guys.
Oh Lord, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
So that's my PSA.
I'm holding
Yeah,
some pretty good ash here.
You are.
Yeah, it's got a
haven't-
pretty good hold ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show him.
Well, I guess I could do that. I'll
Put
push
it
that little
on there,
button.
John. Put it on.
Look at this.
There
Look at
you
this
are.
guy. He's doing really well.
That's it right there.
Everybody
There-
says I got some good ash.
It's not Cowboy
Whoa.
Cameron ash, but
Yeah.
it's still pretty decent ash.
It's not going to be a nub. I'm not going to be able to
Yeah.
sit this thing down.
Yeah, that's true. Now, yeah, you need a pipe you can smoke that out of. In dedication to Cowboy Cameron there.
We got any other news or anything to go over, Mr. John?
Anything
Oh,
at all?
let me see if I can call up this article. I kind of teased it on my personal Facebook. If I can find
Oh,
this,
please do.
I'd like to find that link, by the way, for the article or the booklet you can get about smoking cigars, the medical.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
love if we could find a link for that.
Man, oh man.
I will put
What's up,
one.
Oscar?
I will
Uh-oh.
put one together.
Yeah, we need to do that at least.
El Hermanos.
Okay, I found this and I read this, and we all know this gentleman, and he's pretty famous, and we know he enjoys his cigars. What do you think Michael Jordan's yearly budget is for cigars?
100,000.
Yearly budget.
What do you
That
think?
sounds about right, honestly. About 100,000. I'm gonna have to go with Devin on that.
Okay, he's admitted to smoking six cigars a day.
That's
Woo!
Would you like
Yeah.
to change your?
6 cigars a day. They're probably all, if not all, Cuban, and he probably buys those
350,000.
elevated I'm gonna say around about 150.
He's admitted to 6 cigars a day, and he spends $940,000 a year on cigars.
Wow.
$1 million a year on cigar.
Comes up to just about $2,600 a day.
Wow. I mean, I guess if you got the money.
Well, he's worth $2 billion, so
Yeah.
you know he could
Jeez.
$1 million a year. He's what, mid 50s, late 50s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's only 35 million he's going to spend before he dies.
Jeez, you imagine spending that kind of money?
And so we're looking at that right there. So let's see. So as we were discussing last week, okay, Milton Berle.
Mm-hmm.
Milton Berle. Right. George Burns. I'm sorry, not Milton Berle. George Burns. George Burns was, I think it was 19 a day.
No.
What was it? 15? 15 a day?
I thought it was like 10.
Was it 10 a day? I thought it was in the 15, something like that, 14, 15. Yeah. And so I mean, you're looking at that right there. You can only imagine his budget back then.
Yeah.
Well, I was told once how many Winston Churchill smoked, like 20,000 cigars in his life, 25,000 cigars, what they figured. And even at $1940, was a significant amount of money today.
Yeah. Oh, heavens, yes.
But they say, MJ, he owns his own tequila company. So takes care of that libation himself. He's always known to be walking around with a couple of cigars for his buddies if he needs to. He definitely smokes every day. Let's see here.
And Oscar pointed out what cigar he smokes.
Who's that?
Michael Jordan.
Oh, what did Oscar say?
Oh, Lusitanias? Yeah. I don't doubt that. Doubt it at all.
I don't feel like I've ever had one of those.
They say
you've had it. You haven't.
He admitted that 1991 is when he started smoking cigars. And by 1993, you know what he was doing?
What's that?
Smoking a cigar before every game.
Wow.
You've got an athlete at that level smoking a cigar before a game. And I just read something the other day, I was listening to a podcast, surprise. The guy plays tennis and he enjoys cigars. He says, I can't smoke a cigar before I play tennis. It kills me. I can't even make it through a half a set if I smoke a cigar before. And here's MJ smoking one before
a game.
Playing a game. And for some reason, my Facebook feed, that's probably because I'm from Illinois or something, gives me a lot of MJ greatest of all time.
Really?
And
nice.
I still, there's that joke out there. They asked Michael Jordan recently how he thinks his Bulls would fare against LeBron's Lakers. And he said, we could beat them by 2 or 3 points. And they go, 2 or 3 points? He goes, we're all mostly in our 50s and 60s now.
Wow.
So,
man.
No.
Hey, we're not going to get charged if I play a reel on this thing.
Probably not. Go ahead and shoot it.
All right. So here we go.
This is my 10th or 11th cigar. I smoke between 15 and 20 cigars a day.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. And it's very exciting. Yeah.
That's 15 to 20 cigars a day.
Man. Jeez.
That's crazy. I mean, that's nuts. Yeah.
Which
and those
automatically should tell you the health difference between cigarettes and cigars.
Yeah, because he was in his mid 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Milton Berle both, and they're both Monte Cristo guys. Monte Cristo was not, that's not a low budget stick.
And there you get looking at Milton Berle, George Burns, a lot of these guys, these oldest men in the world, the veterans.
Yeah.
What do they have in their hand? All of them smoke cigars.
Oh, freak, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying you're going to live to be 100 because you smoke cigars, but George Burns probably died with one in his hand.
Probably so.
I tell you what, I'm going to give a little kudos to Oscar right now. I quote him all the time. He said something last time he was on our show, not the remote, but the in person, and he goes, all the great decisions were made with cigars in your hand.
Correct, sir. That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, yeah. Winston Churchill, man. There's a many of world decisions made with cigars.
It's amazing
yeah.
just in our lounges,
Yeah.
the decisions that have been made
You know
and
it.
conversations, and not in on all of them, but
Yeah.
I've heard some businesses start back
Yes,
here, some
sir.
partnerships start.
Yeah.
Somebody pitched me a business a couple of months ago, and I thought it was nuts. And the more I think about it, the more I think about it.
Hey,
Um,
my job to move here
it's-
to Alabama was started because I was
Is
sitting down with a
that
buddy of
right?
mine. I used to drive up here to see him all the time, and we were smoking cigars. And
How about
my
that?
job at Cigars and More was sitting down with an employee up in Midtown, or not Midtown, but Uptown, smoking a cigar at one of the restaurants. And she's like, "Yeah, I'll put your name in. I'll put your recommendation as somebody they should hire."
Mm.
And that's how I got in,
How about
over
that?
a cigar.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome right there, man.
that's the nature of a cigar. Is it's something you can sit down and do, peaceful, quiet, have a conversation. When you're eating and talking back and forth, you go. It's not really appealing to me for a
It's
business.
not me either. Thank you, John.
Drinking,
Thank you. Lord.
drinking, no, because all of a sudden you're changing your perspective on reality. The farther and farther you get into
Right.
that,
There you are.
cigars, that doesn't happen. I mean,
Yeah,
you
and
get a
you're
relax
drinking slows.
and you can have a drink with it and you nurse it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Very few people come in here and just pound drinks with their cigars.
Right. Because what you're talking about is when you're eating, you're focused on eating because you were hungry. When you're drinking, if you go out drinking, you're focused on drinking and socializing and getting lit.
Yeah.
Usually.
Right. Yeah, you're not thirsty, but you're wanting to just socialize.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're
Makes
smoking
sense.
a cigar, you're stopped for a little minimum 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually longer than that.
Usually I tout it. I've talked about it on the podcast, and I'm slowly building my friendship. I'm 2 degrees of separation right now. That Larry David and Seinfeld, back when Seinfeld owned, there's comedians in cars getting coffee, and there's comedians in cars having coffee.
Right.
I can't remember which one's on Netflix right now. The other one was exclusively Seinfeld, exclusively on YouTube.
Right.
Does really hard to find those episodes now because of the Netflix deal.
I highly recommend the Netflix one. It's so good.
He was sitting down with Larry David on the show he owned, so that's why I want to get to Seinfeld. Like I say, 2 degrees of separation now. And him and Larry David sit down and talk about having a cigar and the difference between cigar smokers and cigarette smokers, and that how relaxed, if you're smoking a cigarette, it's and you're trying to get through it as fast as you can. Yeah. You never see anybody doing that with a cigar. Yeah. Somebody who's truly into cigars.
Right. Even as fast as I smoke, I can't.
You relax. It calms you. It's one of the reasons that probably allows George Burns to live to be 100 or whatever. Right. You have an hour a day or 2 hours a day that you can, even an hour a week, if you just have one a week, that you're able to kind of set everything aside. Again, like I said, when I go out onto my porch and I have a cigar, I'm relaxing. I'm not taking information in. I'm not trying to learn something new. I'm not trying to cram and hurry up and get artwork done or come up with an outline for a show, or I'm relaxed and it's about me and stepping away from the world. And it just adds to the calm, putting the business deal together.
Yeah, it's like Ron White.
Putting a friendship together.
Yeah. Ron White's the same way. Ron White give up liquor. He quit drinking, but he's still pounding them cigars. That's right. He's still doing it,
So. I'll tell you, because that's one of my man cave objectives one day in the future is to be able to stream, because I stream video games and stuff like that. It would be able to have my man cave and be able to smoke a cigar while I'm playing, because the level of relaxation that this brings me, I think that combination.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, Lord, yes. Oh,
that will be my next phase.
Oh man,
in like a new house or something. It's man cave, ventilated, smoke eaters.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. All of it.
Shoot,
you threw it out here right before we started talking about Michael, and the FDA has been doing a new study on cigars and the health risks, and some of it's beginning to come out. It actually started to come out a few months ago, and I'm just finding the articles.
Oscar throwing up in his mouth now. Yeah.
Quote from an article on this. I haven't read the whole thing yet. The findings indicate that the risks associated with other tobacco products are different from those tied to handmade cigars, underscoring a need for a separate premium category for cigars.
That's what I'm talking about.
Furthermore, they believe that it's the NASEM, and I have to go back and figure out what that meant, believes that more data is necessary to better assess the smoking habits of premium cigar customers and the possible risks.
Right.
Man, you had data for the last 60 years, man.
And it makes me think of that, the benefits of tobacco on the human body.
Yeah, well,
The actual benefits of it.
Well, I mean, you got people out there now that do the same thing with cannabis and saying cannabis is great for this, it's good for this, it's natural. So
cigars are natural.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Cigars come from a natural base. They're grown, they're hung on a vine or a plant, and they pluck. They're dried in the barn, they're rolled.
I challenge listeners who may have some cigarette smokers or people who challenge all that. You just tell them, how about instead of me discussing it with you and you disagreeing with me the whole time, you go do a little bit of research on the process to create a cigar versus the process to create a cigarette.
Yeah, right.
You just that little bit of research, even Google,
right,
who we've known to be, can be biased in their opinion and change search results and stuff like that. Look up that process on Google.
Yeah, right.
And I guarantee you're going to be well more educated afterwards.
Yeah, I had a celebrity come in the shop Saturday, and he and
Michael
his
Jordan?
He's pretty well known though, especially here in Alabama. But he and his wife come in, and his wife started saying, "Hey, listen, our son got into cigars and blah blah blah." I said, "Okay, can you explain to me about cigarettes and cigars?" And she went, "Oh, I never really." And I said, "Well, yes, that's the bottom line. That's what you're looking at right there." And she says, "Oh, okay. Well, that makes me feel,
Yeah.
So I mean, if your son gets in cigars, that's fine. Keep him away from cigarettes. My God, keep him away from cigarettes. I, love Jonesy, but boy, I mean, that's just the way cigarettes are, And anyway, yeah, God, yeah, man, I'd much rather take a cigarette. If my daughter picked up a cigar, I don't know. I mean, she's not a cigar. I can't see her with a cigar though. She's too girly, just too girly. But if she did a cigar, I'd say, okay, yeah, just stay out of my humidor. We'll be fine. Yeah, be good.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the topic. I need to go through this article. There's a lot of good bullet points.
Oh, come on, man.
Next week, we'll be smoking the new LCA Pravada Cigar Club of the Month cigar.
Right.
I don't know what it is or anything. Has yet to arrive.
Death Bucket Mark II.
Come on.
So
That would be
all I know is a lot of
That'd
the
be
stuff's
great.
been pretty
Oh.
darn good lately.
Yes.
And we've been selling out of it fast. And I'm having people come in and asking, do you have any? Do you have this? And so it's really beginning to roll. Even though this thing's been around for years, it's really beginning to roll, probably because of our promotion on the podcast.
It could be.
But
Very well.
we'll have that conversation next week. By then, 2 weeks, we'll do the conversation on this. Let me double check the dates because we do have our movie coming up.
Oh,
movie
man,
discussion.
we got Halloween coming up too, man.
The
I'm
first-
stoked.
The first will be we'll talk about the LCA cigar. The 8th, we'll go ahead and talk about this study.
Great.
Then the study's actually done by there's National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine.
You should put the link in the put it in the comment box for people to click on.
And then dang, my month changed here. And then the following week we go over our movie.
Okay. And
then the 20th and 27th, we're going to celebrate Halloween. We're not sure with what, but could be a very spooky time. And I'm thinking maybe November 1st, we'll do the cut, the 3 different cut or the 4 different cuts.
that would be the new
That'd be
new
great.
cigar of the month, though, wouldn't it? On that.
Yeah, it would. And you're right. We can't do it then. It's going to be the following week. And for some reason, my calendar doesn't want to let me go to November.
The second show in November is when we'll be doing
the November 10th.
I've been having a lot of questions
we're,
about.
We're scheduled out 6 weeks here.
That's pretty good.
I've been having a lot of questions about humidors too. So we got to do another humidor.
Yeah, I actually would love to do an episode where I get the camera a little bit closer and I get my spray bottle and show people.
That's a good idea, man. It really is. It's a great idea.
Just show a little bit more about, I get a spray bottle of, oh my gosh, what's the water called? The distilled water. Thank you. I was thinking like purified, and I'm like, that's not it.
Close.
Distilled water,
There you
and
go.
how I do it for like a manual. I call it a manual.
There you go.
Conditioning.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the way to do it, right
It's
there.
gonna be an interesting show.
Indeed.
Because I'm
have a
not
deal
exactly
on that
on
show.
board with that.
Wear my boots on that show there.
See, Devin and I get into a fight. Of course, he'll have the squirt bottle.
That's true. I'll treat you like a cat.
Oh boy.
No, it wouldn't be much because
Yeah.
you only have to show it off once, and then we just discuss it the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And
Why you shouldn't do it?
Huh?
And why you shouldn't do it?
Why you shouldn't do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever floats your boat, man. My humidor is wonderful because I do that.
Devin, no, I didn't. He didn't know how to say that, man. He's like, wait, what?
What do you mean,
What?
don't do
What?
it? You just buy a humidor and you just stick a pack in it and call it a day?
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, they've got it to where it'll do that now. But we can go over the manual process of it.
Okay.
That's cool. Ain't
I
nothing
feel
wrong
like I'm
with that.
getting ganged up on right now.
No, you're not. No, you're
No,
not.
Gary
at all.
leans a lot your way.
No.
I've just done my last couple of completely different,
Hey,
completely different than what Gary's
that's-
taught me.
Th-
And in
yeah.
all but one, it's worked.
Yeah, and that's the way I've
and I'd like to know. I'd like
I've
to
gone
see your
through-
method too, because I think anybody who's getting a humidor needs to know every method.
Hey, I've gone Bovita for I don't know how many years now. I've left distilled water behind, but I mean it'd be nice to show people
And
that.
the last time I used Bovita packs
Yeah.
with a 72, I came home 4 days later and I could ring out my cigars as the
Ooh, Lord,
humidor was at
child.
89%.
Ooh, boy.
Still can't figure out that problem.
Ooh, my.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Gary, you're going to be at Mountain Brook on
Uh-oh.
Saturday?
No, I am actually this Saturday. I will be off this Saturday. I was there last Saturday, and I brought cheese brats. So missed y'all. No, this Saturday my daughter's got a band competition from 12 o'clock till 9 o'clock, and so I will be in Aniana at that time.
Okay. And John, where are you going to be?
I will be this week, as far as I know, at 280 on Sunday. There may be an additional day get thrown in there. I'm not sure.
And I'll be doing Trust Vegas tomorrow night at Trustville, Gadsden Highway.
Wash your own glasses.
Wash your own glasses.
Bring $5.
BYOB, 6 to midnight.
Mm.
6 to midnight. That
That's right.
sounds good, man.
And then
It looks like Devin's got a closing time now.
Yeah. That's what
well,
it looks
it's just
like.
that's typically when they're done. I'll be honest with you. I'll go longer. I honestly will go longer, but that's just when it normally runs.
And if you bring cabbage, we'll go. You just
I'll
keep on
go
going.
keep going
Yes,
as long as
sir,
you
buddy.
want.
Per
I've been
hour.
there. I've been there one time. I got home at I think
Click that
2:30,
thing.
3 o'clock.
Woo, Lord child.
That's happened once, and then I got
Man.
home at 1 o'clock, or I should say 1:30 one time. But I mean, I'd like to say we stay out all night, but it's a bunch of old men. They don't want to stay out that.
Man, I
They
used
want to go
to
home.
back when I used to do this, earlier. Man, we used to have I don't know how many folks would stay. God, I'd have them in the teens in here. I mean, up to 12, 13, 14. People just stay at Saturday nights. Man, we stay up till I don't know 12, 1, 2 in the morning watching movies.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that's
I
back
miss
with
those
CDs
days.
or
Yeah.
DVDs. Yeah, man.
But that brings
Oh,
me to
That was so cool.
another PSA. If we close at 8, we close at 8. I ain't arguing with you. Get out. I got things to do.
Ooh, heard that. There you go. Unless you bring cabbage, then he's
Well, on Friday, it's
Yeah.
whatever. On Tuesday,
Oh,
I got
Tuesday.
work in the morning.
Oh, that's right.
You need
That's
to get the
right.
fuck
You
out.
do. That's right. There you go. Gotcha.
Wine.
Tenfold.
I got this. I got a podcast after this, and I got to be on the road tomorrow at 6. So I'm looking at a 13-hour Friday.
John's
tomorrow.
got a battery in his back there. We
That's
just
right.
don't know about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
Mountain
fueled by Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew
Yeah.
Zeros and
That's
5-hour energies.
that's it right
That's going to
there,
be
man.
until I get home and she
Yeah.
serves me dinner.
Yeah,
Hopefully she prepares me dinner.
Oh, that would be
Byproducts are
nice.
kidney stones. Yeah.
Well, the pain of those keep me going.
That's
They
right.
do, don't they?
There you go.
They
Have
do.
you ever tried to sleep with one of those?
Amen, brother. Right on there. You ever tried to walk with one?
Oh,
Gosh, dang. Anyway,
All right, everybody. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that
Please.
follow button, and
Please.
catch us next time. Remember, go to our
Please.
website, smokingunderground.com, and check out the movie.
yes, they
Cape
were, Richard.
Fear. We'll be watching that not the last week of October, but the week before the last week.
No.
of October.
Middle.
Oh,
the middle
of
of October.
Yeah, I think we're watching that. I go to the mountains the following day.
Oh,
Speaking of going middle of nowhere. Yeah, we will. No,
When's the 31st? When's October? When's Halloween?
Halloween is on a Monday.
Monday. Crap. Okay. All right.
So we'll be watching that. I think you said 13th,
Oh, let's see here. We have the
13th to the 20th.
we have the Pravada on the 6th. We have the 13th. We're going to watch it. The 20th. We're going over the
double.
new study.
Okay, the new study. So
Good.
the 13th, Cape Fear, get it watched. Remember, you can go to the website to get the email address. Tell us what you think. If you want to do a quick review, no more than a paragraph. You can do less than that. Even one sentence is fine. And honestly,
Good.
the funnier you make it, the better. I mean, really.
I don't care how long it is. I'll read till I get bored.
Yeah, he'll just sit out back and read it.
I won't. I'll talk over him if it's too long.
Watch, I can push this button and Devin shuts up.
John says, I got the power.
We'll see you guys next time. Remember, be there, be square.
Yes, indeed. And smoke long.
That's right. Bye, y'all.
Later.